Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Matrix Fitness live workout. My name is Matt Gleed. We hope you've had a great Easter. We're going to be here taking you through a 30-minute workout. We're going to have 3 rounds of this workout, and it's going to be 45 seconds of each exercise. Then we'll have 15 seconds break before we go into each other exercise. We'll get you warmed up in just over about 30 seconds, and then what we'll do is take you through 3 different rounds. Each round, we're going to do the exercises twice. Now, the benefit of doing them twice means that the first time you can start to learn the exercise that we're going to be doing. The second time you can push yourself, or indeed, if the first time it is you just go for the exercise, the second time you can scale it back and just keep yourself working through as well. So really, the goal here is to give you the best workout that you can do. So please make sure if you've got a mat nearby you, that would be useful. If not, a towel, a hoodie, a jumper, or anything like that, just to help put your elbows or your hands on. That will make it a little bit more comfortable for you. Other than that, grab a little drink, and then we're going to get going from there. I'll just press my timer, and what we're going to do is get you warmed up straight away. So I want you to begin with, just to bring your knees up really high. So what we're looking to do is mobilize the body to begin with. So bringing your knees up nice and high will get your hips, your knees, your ankles warmed up, and also just driving through your arms will just bring your shoulders, your elbows into a bit of mobility work as well. And if you can, just start to bring those knees up a little bit higher as you come up onto your forefoot as well. Now, what we're looking to do during this workout, in each round, the first round, we're going to push your fitness and your movement a little bit. The second round is going to be core-based. And then the last round, we're going to start to give you a little bit more strength work as well. So what we're trying to do is to change your body a little bit, tone it up, keep it active, all those sort of things as well. Now, what I'd like you to do is just imagine you've got an imaginary skipping rope and just going onto the tip of the toes and just pushing off the feet. Now, the reason we're going to get you into a little bit of work like this is just because we want to get all the muscles ready with a lot of blood pumping through them, get all the muscles activated, because we do have the option, and it is an option, that you can start to do a little bit more high intensity work just to push your fitness a little bit more as well. Now, just move your body from side to side. Now, you might be checking in on this workout to see what we're doing in terms of the exercises, so that way then you can join us at the 12 o'clock or the 5 o'clock this evening workout as well. So if you are doing that, then that's absolutely fine. Just create a little bit of space, sit back, enjoy, have your cup of tea if you need one. Okay, now just starting to split the steps here. Now I'm just going to start to drive my arms a little bit more. It's not the warmest of mornings, so we're going to make sure you get warmed up really nicely. So just shuffling the legs forwards and backwards, and I'm starting to drive my arms as well. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to take you into some punches. So what we're going to do, stand sideways. We're going to go jab, cross, jab, jump, 180 degrees, jab, cross, jab, jump. Let's go to these. Now what we're looking to do is to throw these punches in a nice dynamic, quick way, around about head height. And the reason for doing this is because we do have some press-ups later on. So we want to make sure that your back muscles, your chest muscles, your shoulders are all activated and they're all ready for doing some of those push-ups later on. And indeed, when we go down onto the floor, we're going to need some of these shoulder muscles to help hold you up off the floor in a nice, strong plank position as well. Okay, good stuff. Let's do the last ones. Now, just take you into a little bit of a half squat. So hands on your hips, wherever you feel comfortable. Lower your hips down about halfway. So we call these a half squat because all we're looking to do is to get used to using those quad muscles and the glutes just to help lower yourself down and bring yourself back up again. So, I mean, in terms of the intensity, you can start to pick any level of intensity you want to do. If you want to go with these a little bit quicker already, then that's absolutely fine. But we're going to go through a nice steady warm-up before we then get into those workouts a little bit more. Okay, now what we're going to do, take a nice big lunge over to the side. So it's a big step, then lower your hips towards your heels, come back to the center, push back off, and then we alternate over to the opposite side, okay? So we're literally just starting to try and get a little bit of a stretch through the inner and outer thighs as well. Now in terms of how low you go, it's as low as you feel comfortable. You can see already I'm starting to drive my arms into these positions, just so I can feel a little bit more of a stretch as well. So it really is about you just preparing your body for the workout we're going to go through. We've got about another 2 minutes before we start the first exercise. And in this time, I want you to think about putting the muscles on a little bit of a stretch, but also just recruiting the blood into these areas so we can get into a nice big workout. Okay, let's take some jumping jacks here. So the jumping jacks, you can see my hands are around about shoulder height to begin with as they come up. And just pushing off the feet, so taking your feet wide and narrow. Now what I want you to do is start taking your arms up a little bit higher. Now the benefit of taking your arms up even higher up above the head means that your heart has to pump a little bit harder, and it has to beat a little bit faster to help push that blood up and over the head as well. So just keep yourself moving. And what we're going to do is we're going to take back to those squats, and we're going to lower your hips down a little bit deeper this time, okay? So we did the half squats before, and what we're going to do is push you back up a these. Now think about the speed, push up quick, down slow and deep, and then push up quick as well. And what we're looking to do here is to really start to recruit the muscles. On the next ones, I'm going to come up onto my tiptoes, push up high, then slowly lower yourself down, push up high, good. Now, so we're just doing a couple of these. And one more. Good, okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a kick, okay? So make sure you've got your slippers off, you've got a little bit of space. We're looking to do a kick around about torso height and then step back. So bring your feet into a step forwards. And all I want you to do is just to feel a little bit of stretch down the back of the legs. Now I'm just starting to rotate my arms just to allow me to create a bit more of an athletic feel so that I can start to create a little bit of momentum. And I'm wanting to try and get a little bit of a stretch through the back of the legs. So making sure that you're not going to kick anything. You take yourself up to whatever height you feel comfortable to do now. Okay, last ones. Okay, so the first exercise starts in 15 seconds. It's going to be called a kick sit. Hands going down onto the floor. From here, you sit down sideways, kicking your foot through. And you see the leg is at the front of my body, okay? Come back to the center into almost like this attack position, and then over to the opposite side, okay? Let's go for this. So 45 seconds of work, and just literally think about sitting down sideways to where your hands are. Now, if you find that you need to lift your hands off, sometimes it can be a sign that there's a little bit of mobility work to do, but sometimes it can just be a sign of needing to recover a little bit more. It's what we call breaking your diaphragmatic breathing. So when you keep your hands down, it actually restricts the amount of air you can bring into your lungs. And that can challenge your breathing, which in turn challenges your fitness as well. So kicking across the body and then sitting yourself back down sideways to the body and relax there, okay? Next exercise is going to be a lunge forwards and backwards. So we're going to start into a deep lunge position. You're going to lunge forwards and backwards, okay? Now, because we're doing 45 seconds, it's going to be just over 20 seconds on each leg. 3, 2, 1, let's go for this. So you can see I'm using my arms just as a way of almost creating a little bit of a swing, and that allows a little bit of athletic movement. At the same time, it just allows me to control and de-accelerate the position that I'm moving into on each phase of that lunge. Good. Last couple. And then we swap the legs straight over, okay? So there'll be one leg which is static the whole time, and then the other leg is stepping forward and a big step back. So these exercises should feel like they are starting to challenge you a little bit, maybe a little bit of mobility and stability, and then we'll go from there. Okay, 15 seconds rest. Remember, we'll come back to all these exercises as well. Next one is a sumo pop-up squat with rotation. So, sumo meaning the legs turned out wide. The squat is in a nice deep position. You're going to pop up, turn 90 degrees, come back down to the center, and then push to the opposite side, okay? 45 seconds of work, that 90 degree, just pushing off the floor, rotating the body around. And you can see my arms are always ready to get down to the floor. So think about staying in this athletic position, so the back stays straight. Now look up as much as you can. As soon as you look down towards the floor, your back starts to round a little bit, and then it's not in such a good, strong position either. 15 seconds of work to go, and then that will be all of the exercises in the first round, and then we just go for them again, just to start to work it a little bit harder, and you've got the options of some progressions coming up. 3, 2, 1, okay, that's there. So, kick sits, lunges, sumo pop-up squats rotation. First exercise is down on the floor. I'll turn sideways. I'll just give you a demo of this one again. So I'm pivoting on the feet. That's the secret. Sit down, Come back up, and then over to the opposite side. Let's go. 45 seconds of work. Remember, the hands can be off the floor if you need to, or the hands can stay on the floor if you want to challenge your mobility a little bit more as well. And if you want to, you can do a little bit of a medley. Remember, it's your workout, so make it where you want it to be. If mobility is more important to you, or if pushing your fitness is more important to you, that's why you would select one or the other option as well. And staying down here now. Maybe once you've got that mobility, last 10 seconds here, you can try and speed it up. And relax there. Okay. Forwards and backwards lunges coming up next, okay? Got a nice little bit of space around you. Okay, just pick one leg. Maybe it's the leg closest to me. Lunge forwards, lunge backwards. And then after 20 seconds, we swap the legs over. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Deep lunges. Oh, got a foot caught there. Good, so try and again, keep your chin and chest up nice and tall. Keeping that height in the body is important. Keeping your balance. Maybe it's a case of looking at something straight ahead. That'll help keep your alignment good. Think about the back knee coming down towards the floor. Let's swap the legs over. Ooh. You can feel your heart rate's going up now. It's my heart rate on. That's all the buttons here, you get the wrong ones. 151 beats per minute. It's a good training load. Okay, relax there. Sumo pop-up squat rotation. Sumo, turning your legs out, squat down, you pop up with rotation, back to the center, down into a squat position. Starting in 5, shake the legs out a little bit. After this exercise, you go straight down to doing floor work as well, okay? Let's go. Pop up, push yourself as much as you can in terms of fitness. Think of it as a personal challenge as to how many of these you can get in while pushing your fitness level, keeping your back nice and straight. Getting those quick feet moving 90 degrees and then back round to the opposite side. Keeping your legs going wide. 15 seconds of work to go. They're going to be burning now. Mine are burning with yours. Keep pushing yourself if you can. Last 5, 4. I need you to push yourself a little bit quicker for these last couple. One more. Okay, shake it out. Grab a mat if you've got one nearby. A towel is also good. We're going down and we're doing crunches. We also have a twist with these as well. So 10 crunches. Hands are going to be just behind the back of the head. I want you to come up 10 times, okay? Nice simple crunch. Let's go for these. Lift your chin up towards the ceiling. And you can see the hands are just at the back of my head. And they can help support the weight of my head as well. Now once you've done these 10 crunches, on the last one, so this is it, we're going to come up, hold, and a little bit higher. Rotate, side to side, 4 times, back to the center and back down. So 10 crunches, 4 rotations. Keeping the chin away from the chest slightly. You've always got to be able to maintain a good position if we can. Try and think about getting the shoulder blades off the floor. Last one, come up, rotate, 4 times, then back to the center and lower yourself back down. Okay, rest there. Next exercise is a mountain climber. So hands underneath the shoulders, almost in a press up position. And then from here, drive your knees in. Now, I want your backs to be straight if possible. Look in between your fingertips. Imagine there's a line directly underneath the fingertips, and your eyes are going to track that line the whole time. What we tend to find is as soon as you lift your head up by looking up and around, it starts to change your spine's position. That's not so good. And if you look towards your toes, that rounds your back as well. So try and look at an imaginary line between the fingertips and just keep it driving your knees in and then push the heel away to get a nice strong position. Last 10 seconds. Then we're going to go onto your backs again, ready for a glute bridge in 3, 2, 1. Okay, lie onto your backs. Heels are dug into the floor on this one. Okay, so check this out. Hands down by your side, head rested onto the floor. Push your hips up for me. Okay, and then we're just going to lower the hips back down. So it's a straight up, straight back down. Off we go, 45 seconds. Think about driving your hips up. So if the pace can be quick up, slow and steady on the way back down, that's what we're looking for. Now exercises like these are great for the glutes, great for your hamstrings, and great for your lower back as well. This is almost like the perfect exercise to do if you've experienced any lower back problems and you want to strengthen them. This is definitely one of your go-to exercises. But you've got to make sure, and when you push yourself up, you're trying to extend through your hips the whole time. Don't think about just pushing the motion without actually trying to contract the muscles. So think about squeezing your butt cheeks at the top of the movement, even if it's just for a second, and then lowering your hips back down again. Last one. Okay, now staying in this position, we've got the 10 crunches and then the rotations as well, okay? Hands to the back of the side of the head. So this is the same 3 exercises. So crunch with rotations, mountain climbs and glute bridges, all again. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds recovery. Let's go for these. So crunch up and back down. Remember, looking up. Think about your chin, your chest, your head, all lifting up towards the ceilings. Thinking that you're taking the shoulder blades off the floor. It's not about bringing your chin to your chest and rolling forwards. It's like lifting up high. Let's do the last one. And now come up a little bit higher and rotate 4 times from one side to the other. Back to the center. Lower yourself back down. Let's do those 4 crunches. Sorry, 10 crunches, 4 rotations. Keep lifting up nice and tall. Lift. And you can see that I'm using my hands just at the back of my head just to support the neck as well. Last ones. And the rotations. Great stuff. Okay, onto your fronts. Let's get you ready for these mountain climbers. So last time we did them fairly slow. Feel free to speed them up. We want to make it your workout. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now, 45 seconds of work. Think of it as holding a strong plank position. So remember where we said the head's going to be? Looking at the imaginary line between your fingertips. That's what we're going for. So look down the whole time. Drive your knees. You're trying to keep your back as flat as possible. If you need to slow it down, that's absolutely fine. If you want to speed it up, that's also great. But you've got to be able to maintain good form as you're doing these as well. Okay, looking for your last 15 seconds of work. Then we're back onto those glute bridges. Keep driving your knees in. Keep holding that strong position. 3, 2, 1. Okay, onto your backs. Okay, glute bridges. Pushing your hips up and down. Think about extending through the hips. And just maintaining that form again. In 5, 4, hands side by side of the head. Dig your heels into the floor. Let's go. Push your hips up. And then lower your hips back down again. Okay? Simple movement. But squeeze your bum cheeks at the top of the movement. And really think about pushing your hips up as high as you can before you lower yourself back down. It's all about maintaining the control, but also just pushing yourself to get yourself into the best position. And the best position is the one where you're working the muscles. This is, as I said before, probably I think one of the best exercises to do if somebody is suffering from any lower back problems. Particularly if you're spending a lot more time seated, or maybe you're doing a lot of work around the house, just to make sure that the back is as strong as it can be. It's a really good time to do all these little exercises that maybe you've been putting off or haven't said that you had time to do. Okay, relax there. Now, let's have a look at the next exercise. Next exercise is going to be a split squat. So 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back, back knees down towards the floor, and we're just literally going to be here on the spot, okay? 20 seconds, then we'll swap the legs over. Let's go. So all it is just holding on the spot, moving up and down. Think about your back staying straight. You're looking for that front knee to be over the toes the whole time. Say over the ankle more. Okay. And just drive those arms a little bit, just help keep you working. You can see I'm just scissoring those legs together and back up. Okay, quick change for legs. Same thing again. Drop down, come back up. Again, this is where you get a lot of strengthening muscles working. So try and squeeze the muscles at the top of the movement and then lower yourself back down. And then just keep that contraction working as hard as you can. Now keep working the legs hard because we've got an upper body exercise just around the corner. Okay, let's go down to the floor. Here's a press up dive. So what we're going to do, set yourself up into a press up position. Pull back, you drive yourself forwards, pull back, and then drive into that press up position. Now, you can do these on the knees as well. Let's give it a go full to begin with. Draw your hips back towards your heels, drive down into the press up, push yourself up, and then come back up to the drive position again. So you're using your legs to help push you down into that press up and back. Now again, these can be done on the knees as well. So I'll give you the easier option. This is not necessarily going to be an easy exercise for everybody. So you're really trying to get your hips and your chest down towards the floor. You can even lie on the floor and push yourself back up from there if you'd like to. Last 10 seconds. I'll show you the full ones. And relax there. Good work. Okay, split. Jump lunge this time. So what we're going to do, similar position to the split squat we had, where it's 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. And from here, we're going to drive and jump the legs from one position to the other. Now, if jumping is not your bag and that's not what you want to be doing, then just go into that step lunge and alternate them. But if you can, starting to drive, where you quickly change the leg position from one side to the other. That's what we're looking for. This is the third exercise of round 3. So once we've done this one, we're back to those split squats, and that's when we go into those press-ups, and then return to these before we finish, okay? So these are tough exercises. Do what you can on these. Remember, you can always make them less impact if you want to, stepping back, or you can step forwards. It's up to you. Last 10 seconds of work. I need you to push yourself to your level of intensity. That way then you can keep control. And relax there. Oh, legs are burning. Okay, split squat. So those lunges are really going to start to kick in, but we do them on the spot this time. So 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. Use the arms to just drive. Just over 20 seconds on each side. 2, 1, let's go. There. So just literally keeping that front knee over the ankle. The back knee goes down towards the floor. Think about coming up and back down. Just holding that position. It's a tough exercise. You need you to keep working on this. Keep your chin and chest up tall. Good work. Okay, swap the legs. You're burning there. Good. It's not always about jumping around, but doing exercises like this really help give you good technique. So when you do go into those jumps, you can hold the best technique possible for the longest period of time. Last one. Okay, take it down to the floor. Diving press-ups. So full press-ups, here's how they look. I'll just show you quick before the timer starts. Draw your hips back towards your heels. Drive into the press-up and bring yourself back out. Or option, do them on the knees. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Drive. Push back onto the knees. So think like your hips going down towards your heels. And then bring yourself back up. Oh, here's the full one. Drive back into a strong arm position. You can let go on the floor. They're called a hand release. Nice thing about those is it means that when you push yourself back up, you have to be really strong because you're almost using the floor as almost like to push off as a base. And you're almost like using your body as a dead weight. Last one. Oh, that's tough. Okay. Jumping lunges to finish with. We are so close to being there. After this, it's the cool down and it's the stretching off, okay? So 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. Jumping into a split jump here, okay? So from 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back, you split them over. Let's go. Keep your chin, chest tall. You pick the intensity you want to go with. Make sure the weight comes into your back foot as well. That way then the front knee doesn't go over the ankles. Oh, this is going to be tough. Just 25 seconds of work to go. So certainly get the heart rates up and the legs burning. Keep pushing yourself. You can make it less impact if you want to just by stepping in and out of these positions. Last 10 seconds. Oh. And relax there. Oh, wow. If you did all those legs would be burning as well. Good work. Give those legs a little shake out. Okay. We're going to go down to the floor for some up dogs and down dogs. Try and release some of these leg stretches as well. So think yourself about going into a press-up position. Push your hips up high. I just want you to walk your feet to a position where you feel a stretch in the back of your legs. Now, your heels might be on the floor. It might not be. It depends on where your mobility is and how much flexibility you've got in the muscles as well. Just walk your heels down. Let your breathing come back down a little bit more. Okay, now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to drop your hips forwards and lift your chin and chest up. Now hold that deep stretch through the front of the hips. Think about your head lifting up. Take in some slower breaths now. Let's push back to down facing up. Good. Now what we're going to do is bring one foot up to the palm of the hand. And wherever that foot's just gone to, that's the hand that's going to reach upwards. Going to get a nice deep stretch right through the glutes by rotating. Now check out my back heel. Think about pushing it away so that the back leg straightens a little bit more. That's what we're looking for here. Good. Now bring that hand back inside the foot. Step back to downward facing dog and the opposite leg comes up. And again, reach up high. Push the back heel away. Think about lengthening up through the fingertips towards the ceiling. And slowly bring that back down. Okay, let's take you onto the floor into a seated position. So we've done a lot of leg work, so we're going to give them a good stretch. Legs are out straight in front of you. What I want you to do is bring one foot across your thigh, not on your knees. Place your hands behind you and just bend that leg, which is underneath the body. By doing that, you're going to bring yourself into a glute stretch. Walk your hands into a position where you're almost pushing your chest forwards. And then what you'll start to feel is a nice stretch of the outside of your glutes. This can be a really nice stretch, especially for people who are quite tight in their glutes, but they maybe don't have the flexibility or the stability of doing this into a standing position as well. This is nice. Okay, let's swap it over. Foot comes across the thigh. Bring your hips up in towards you by bending that front knee. Push your chest forwards just by using your hand, just to develop that stretch a little further. That's really nice. Good. Excellent, guys. Good work. Some tough exercises there. Let's take you into a quad stretch. So what we're going to do, you can do this on the floor, you can do it standing. Bring your foot into the palm of your hand and just holding on to where the shoelaces are. And just getting a nice deep quad stretch here. You can do this on the floor or do it standing. It's completely up to you. Again, if you're doing it standing, hold on to something if you need to. If you've got great balance, just do that standing out. Just quite a basic exercise, but it's a really important one, especially when we've done all those split squats and those jumping lunges as well. And we'll just swap it over to the opposite side. So if you've been checking out the workout today, ready for the lunchtime one, we'll be back at 12 o'clock for that one. And also there's one at 5 o'clock tonight. So if you are just about to get up and start your day, whether you're be working or doing some jobs around the house, you can always join us later on. 5 for one of those, so 12 o'clock or 5 o'clock. It'd be great to have you back. Okay, last stretch, I'm just going to bring your feet together, bring you into that seated position. Now, all I'm going to do is literally bring my heels in towards my hips. And I'm just going to think about opening up my hips just by pushing my knees downwards. So think about opening up like a book and push your knees down. So that way then you get a nice stretch of the inner thigh. We warm them up at the beginning, we've got to stretch them out at the end. That's kind of the rules. Okay. Brilliant. And then from there, slowly bring yourself up to a standing position. Roll up from your spine. Brilliant. Shake out your body. My name's Matt Gleed. Thank you very much for joining us for a Matrix Fitness workout. We'll see you again later on, or again, we'll see you Thursday, again, 7:45 in the morning, 12 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the evening as well. Thanks, everybody. Take care.